It's old Slick Rick reporting in here with a new tool that I'm going to be testing. Vibrator. But for
Okay, what is it really? Hello?
What does it look like?
Shut up. Okay, let's move on.
Good. Anyways, well, if you've been living under a rock, then this is a massage gun. So basically, what I'm doing now is, listen, guys, I like making YouTube videos and stuff, and it's fun and all. But you know what I do for a living? I destroy my body. Unfortunately.
For WWE, you mean?
Yeah, obviously not. Yeah, I don't need to get into the specifics. But yeah, I destroy myself. Get wrecked. So, I'm doing a little massage gun every day. And, I blasted it on the pecs today. I'm going to keep doing things like that because I just want to see it. I want to feel better, but I also want to experiment and see, can I progress, or can I do these movements even more than I have in the past? You know what I mean? Just if I can speed up recovery, enhance blood flow, consume calories, get those nutrients with that enhanced blood flow to those specific muscles that I'm working. Can Bulgarian style be taken to the next level? Anyways, let's answer a couple questions. We don't have many. And with that being said, there actually are a boatload of them. But I want them in my... You guys got to send me a message for the questions, because I've realized I've answered all the questions from the posts the questions under the posts, and then I went to my questions from the messages, and I realized the messages are a lot more like neat and organized, and it's easy for me to find them. Whereas if I have to go back to the posts, I have to like scroll and like look for the questions. Whereas if you just send them directly to my mailbox, like they're in bold. Like, oh, I didn't answer this question yet. It's bold. I don't have to do any searching. So if you've asked a question in the past, please just maybe send it in a message form now. Let's make things easy. Proceed, Mama.
Okay, so question number 1 is from Riley, and it says, "Hi, Eric. I have a question about pull-up progression. I recently started lifting and am unable to do a full pull-up without using a band. You have any advice on how to progress to a point where I could pump out 30 without any assistance? I'm 6'3" and 175 pounds, trying to bulk to 230. Also 21 years old."
Well, geez Louise, those are pretty lofty goals. So you're going from not being able to do one pull-up to wanting to do 30 pull-ups. What is that percentage, Mama? That's an infinite percentage. But even if you could do one, that's 3,000% increase. Is that what that would be?
I don't know. I'm not a
mathematician.
Me neither.
I'm not a mathematician. But let's not focus on 30 pull-ups first. Focus on getting 1, and then 2, and then 3, and progress like you would in anything else. And in order to get to 30, I mean, now we're just talking about muscular endurance. So this is what I would do if I were you. Is your goal 1 pull-up, or is it 30 pull-ups, right? Because if it's more reps, then just keep using your band. Hook the band around your leg, all right? And what kind of pull-ups are we talking here anyways? Are we talking chin-ups? Are we talking neutral grip chin-ups? Are we talking chin-ups? Or are we talking like legit real pull-ups? You want my 2 cents? I've done them all. And I've mostly the past like decade focused on like neutral grip chin-ups, and I'll tell you, they don't hold a flame, a light, or whatever the hell the phrase is, to the wide grip overhand actual real pull-ups. You want to get strong, thick, freaking stacked lats, you got to go overhand pull-ups, okay? The rest of this is like, you're just getting your buys and all that, and that's fine, but I mean, you want to work your buys doing pull-ups, or you want to get a thick, juicy back, which is hence going to increase your bench, hence your deadlift, hell, even maybe your squat. Definitely your overhead press. So that's what I would do. I would do those. Do them with your band, and if your goal is to do a billion freaking reps, then start with a monster band, right? I'm talking the really thick band. Do that, hook down the calf or on the shin, right? Go for 20, go for 30. Once you can do that, then just move on to a lighter resistance band. Do the same thing. So you have a little less assistance, right? A little bit lighter, eventually body weight, and you're probably not going to just transition from a band of, it depends on how thick the band is. I mean, if you use one of the mini bands and you can crank out 30, as long as you progress with it, it's no different than any other strength training. But don't think that if you're doing pull-ups right now with a resistance band, and then you can go from doing one pull-up without a resistance band, do you realize how long? Like, it's going to be a hell of a transitional period going from no bodyweight pull-ups to 30 bodyweight pull-ups. So that's what I would do, because I mean, if your goal is like a million reps like that, you're gonna have to train more of a muscular endurance energy system, because there's a big difference between a one rep max bench press versus a 30 rep max bench press, right? I mean, we're talking, for instance, without elbow wraps, in a 460 or 465, I can't remember, on bench. But if I dropped down to 315, for instance, I can't get past 15, right? So the weight is the reps. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just like, you're going to have to train for endurance then if that's your goal. And I would just stick with the bands and then just use lighter bands as time goes on, right? I wouldn't worry about doing going from using a band to a body weight pull-up, then trying to go from one bodyweight pull-up to 30 bodyweight pull-ups. It's like saying I can't bench press 225 yet, so how can I bench press 225 for 30? You know what I mean? It's just
hit the first goal.
Yeah, I mean, train the high reps with the bands. When you get to like the body weight on the pull-ups, you can do full body weight. Then just keep adding weight, like, so you can get stronger with your, unassisted pull-ups. But at the same time, you're gonna have to put the band on and keep training your endurance as well.
What about what you used to have me do with the negatives?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a million different ways you could do it. You could jump up, or you could step up so that your chin's above and do like a tempo on the way down, and then step back up so you're not actually pulling the concentric. You're doing just the eccentric phase. You could hold it for as long as you can. You can do one rep where it's like a 10-second rep. It's all the time under tension in that regard. There's a bunch of ways you can do it. But I think this, with the bands, it's probably the best way you can do it. Because you can full range of motion. Squeeze, full range of motion. But that's a transitional phase from the bands. You don't use the bands and then do negatives. I mean, you'll get there. But frick, then you say 170 to 230. That's going to be a lot of heavy lifting and a ton of eating. You're not going to put that kind of muscle on without gaining. I mean, if you're talking short term, you're going to have to gain a lot of fat and a lot of muscle at the same time to gain 60 pounds.
So you'd have to do a big bulk.
You can get there. Yeah, absolutely. And people say that you don't have to bulk without gaining weight. You can do like a lean bulk, but you're not going to gain 60 pounds doing a lean bulk. You'll gain 60 pounds doing a sloppy, dirty bulk, right? I mean, you can eat whatever you want. I mean, it doesn't have to be dirty, like in the sense of like eating cake and stuff like that, but
just making sure you get enough calorie intake.
Yeah, bagels. Well, how many times do I got to say it? Bagels with peanut butter is your best friend. Peanut butter jelly bagel sandwiches. You can get with that, a bag of bagels, or a bag being like 5 bagels. A sleeve of bagels is like 1,500 calories, and a jar of peanut butter is like, I want to say 2,500. That alone, and it seems like a lot, but it's really not. It's really not that much, and that's 4,000 calories. And on top of that, right, eat some pinto beans or black beans, right? Get a lot of fiber in you, even though the bagels have lots of fiber too.
Depending on what kind of bagels, because
you can put avocado on your bagels. You know what I mean? Like, you can just keep putting things on your bagels, toppings on. Then you're looking at the bagels as like just some nice carbs, but the stuff you're putting on top of it would be the really quality calories, like the avocado on top of the bagels, the peanut butter on top of the bagels, right? Mm-hmm. That kind of stuff.
Okay. So
Don't be afraid to get fat if you're trying to gain 60 pounds. You can always strip the fat off.
So as long as you're doing enough muscle building stuff, you'll be able
As long
to.
as you're training hard, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
so-
if you're training hard, you shouldn't even worry about eating too much.
Right, but I'm saying you shouldn't just like try to bulk and like train lightly because then it'll be
Oh, you can't train like a
mostly
puss. No,
fat.
no, you're
Okay.
eating a ton and doing fluffy curls and tricep kickbacks in the gym. That's all you're doing. You're going to probably get fat and not strong.
Okay.